Hey guys, welcome back to another homeowner association story. Picture this. You leave the country for work, and when you finally return, you discover four brand new houses sitting right on your land, complete with an HOA claiming you're the problem and insisting they own it now. When I refuse to back down, they actually call me a squatter, and honestly, I had no idea what to do. So here's exactly how everything unfolded, and this XXL HOA nightmare begins like this. This whole situation stretched out over a few years, and it all started with a small rectangle of land that I believed would one day become my peaceful escape. Before everything went sideways, my life was pretty normal. I had a job that allowed me to work remotely for extended periods, and I'd always wanted a place where I wasn't boxed in by walls and traffic. So I bought a modest piece of land just outside of town. It wasn't huge, definitely not big enough for ranching, but it was large enough to walk around with a cup of coffee in the morning without seeing another person if I didn't want to. One side had a scrappy tree line. Another had a shallow gully that filled with rainwater after storms, and the sunset views looked like something straight out of a postcard. It wasn't fancy. No utilities, no buildings, just dirt and possibility, along with a few survey stakes wrapped in neon tape that fluttered in the breeze like they were proud to mark the spot. I bought the land outright with my savings. And yes, before anyone asks, I had title insurance, and the deed was properly recorded. The legal description looked like something from a geometry exam: bearings, distances, iron pins, all that. I didn't fully understand at first, but the title company walked me through everything step by step with a plat map and a highlighter. They even gave me a laminated copy, which I filed away with my closing documents and locked inside a fireproof safe. Thanks to my dad's advice. A few months after closing, I had to leave the country for what was supposed to be a long-term work assignment. It came with housing, a stipend, and a huge career opportunity one couldn't pass up. I loved my job, and I wasn't planning to build on the land just yet anyway. Since the property was undeveloped, taxes were low. So I set up automatic payments and asked a neighbor I trusted if he wanted to park his trailer near the edge. Then I left. That was the last time I saw my quiet little piece of land for quite a while. Life overseas kept me busy. I sent postcard home, tried foods I'd never find back in the States, and every so often checked my email for tax notices from the county. I confirm everything looked correct and file it neatly into a folder labeled "Do Not Mess Up." Occasionally, my neighbor would send photos after storms, just quick updates like, "Your tree's still standing," or "The gully's full again." Everything looked completely normal. There was no hint of the chaos that was building. What I didn't mention earlier is that my time overseas ended sooner than expected. About 18 months into the assignment, I got a call at 3 a.m. My mom's voice was steady in that terrifying way that tells you she's already cried herself out. "It's your grandma," she said. "You need to come home." My grandma had raised me just as much as my parents had. When I was a kid and my parents worked double shifts, she was the one walking me to the bus stop, helping with homework, and making sure I knew my multiplication tables. She taught me how to fold fitted sheets, though I still can't do it properly, and how to make her biscuits with zero measurements, just instinct. She was also the one who sat with me the night before I bought the land and gently questioned me. Not because she doubted me, but because she wanted me to be sure. When I told her about the land, the tree line, the sunsets, she smiled and said, "Sounds like a place where you can hear yourself think." I didn't know then how much those words would stay with me. The cancer had been silent. By the time it was discovered, it had already spread everywhere. The doctors gave her 6 months. She made it 4. I got on an emergency flight that felt endless and went straight from the airport to the hospice center. Her room was small, filled with flowers, a whiteboard listing medications, and a window that didn't quite close. She looked so fragile, smaller than I'd ever seen her, but when she saw me, her eyes lit up. "You came back," she whispered. "Of course I did," I replied, barely holding together. I stayed there, sleeping